mobile phone, which is kind of cool. I was hoping to do it from over there though, because where my laptop is, I've just made 2 attempts at going live from my laptop and it didn't work. But where that is, you can actually see the cats asleep on the bed behind me, and every now and again they sort of wake up and come to life and start kind of doing stuff. It says now live on your channel, readings live take 3. Who can that be? Only me, I guess. So is anybody out there? I wonder, but I'm going to sit here and talk anyway. We are coming up to that great big conjunction of let me see, what is it? Saturn and Jupiter in the night sky. And someone's watching, hello to you, coming up in the night sky. That's going to be really kind of powerful, at its most powerful really, on December the 21st, which of course is winter solstice, isn't it? And after that, the nights start getting lighter, and that is such good news, because the nights are just way too dark at the moment. It's quite annoying. In fact, the cats, I don't know if the cats hate it, but I think if they could talk, they'd probably say they hated it, because they just can't do much, you know. Smiling heart, 3rd time's the charm. It certainly is, especially if you are here, Madam Heart. Nice to see you. Brilliant. AQ. Hello, AQ. Right, great. Oh, people are starting to turn up, and it's the old hands, which is fantastic. Right. So, yeah, I've got some Moonology Oracle cards with me here tonight. I'm going to do some moonish type of theme to things, I suppose. But the real theme is actually, just doing readings for people. That's what it's all about. Pulling cards for those who come in and seeing what happens. But yeah, Saturn and Jupiter. And if you're anything like my age and you remember the B-52s, what's it called? There's a moon in the sky called the moon. That's it. Or was it? No, Destination Moon, that's it. And the words were, there's a moon in the sky, blah, blah. And they talked about Saturn and Jupiter an awful lot in that song. And Saturn and Jupiter are a real big conjunction. It seems to have been Saturn and Jupiter in conjunction that formed the amazingly bright Star of Bethlehem, that amazing first Christmas, whenever that really was. Hello, Liz Crafts, nice to see you too. Brilliant. Now, somebody asked me for a reading, just a tick. Who was that? AQ. Love those cards. I'll have a reading, please. Yes, you certainly will, AQ. And yeah, brilliant. Right, we're into it. It's great. 2 minutes and 43 seconds, and I'm shuffling, and we are into it. This is the power of the internet. I wonder why it doesn't work from my computer. That is nuts, isn't it? But it's working from here, and that's the main thing. Just talking a bit here because I want to give these a real good shuffle. I'm the world's worst and slowest shuffler. I really am. Celtic Tarot Sheila, just like there's a noise and it's done. She's incredibly quick, and she's really kind of good at it, I guess. But I like to take my time and shuffle. So AQ, what have we got for AQ? 2 of them sort of came out, so I'm actually going to get 2 cards, AQ. That's how this one's going to roll. Prosperity lies ahead, and this card is New Moon in Taurus. Okay, I don't know how that Taurus energy actually relates to you, AQ, but this is the energy of Taurus the bull, not the bull in the china shop that everyone talks about, to be honest. That's just, it's almost a misrepresentation of the Taurian energy, because it is actually very, very gentle energy. And whenever you get Taurus in the picture, you can either kind of get active and get doing stuff, and it's a bit like when Mars gets involved as well, or you can take a complete rest. And AQ, I just got this feeling, AQ, you're going to need to take a complete rest, or that's maybe where you are at the moment. Liz Craft is a Taurus. You do, yeah, you get a very bad rap, and it's not fair at all. So very warm. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, that's great, AQ. It's a kind of a Reiki thing, I think. I'm practitioner level Reiki. I'm hoping to be a Reiki master soon, but the lady who's going to attune me has to get attuned to give attunements, and because of COVID, nothing's actually happening. She can't go and get that, so that's been on the table for quite a while now. But yeah, there's definitely some energy, and I feel a lot of energy when I'm actually not just making videos, but particularly when I'm live like this. And yeah, it's very comforting to me too. You're are working 9+ hour days, so you're worn out. Well, I hope you're going to get a rest come the festive season. I know it's still another week away, but this card is really giving me a feeling of rest as much as anything. We have got some beautiful colours there, and we have got the bull. And of course, it's a new moon card, this one. We're not actually on new moon now. I think she's almost halfway up, if not more than halfway up, actually. I haven't been looking, and I should have looked. But the moon energy certainly building up at the moment. You know, we're nowhere near to full moon by a long way. You're a jeweler, so you can rest after New Year's. All right, so you've got another week after Christmas to keep going, I guess, as well. Oh, yeah. Well, that's life, but this does say you need a rest, so I guess there's some truth in that. I could probably say that to a lot of people at the moment. We've all got so much on our minds with Christmas. Oh, hey, Raven, nice to see you. Up and running. Yeah, I'm amazed. I didn't think I was going to manage it. But AQ, another card for you, because 2 came out when I was shuffling. And this is the other one. Show the world the real you. New moon, what is it? Full moon in Aquarius. Okay, so actually we've got a new moon card and a full moon card. Both came out at the same time for you. So I guess this is the journey. The rest comes first, most certainly. But then, once you've had your New Year's rest and you get back in gear and, you know, work is all happening again, I'm pretty sure things are going to still be fairly quiet for you, actually, because what we've got with the full moon in Aquarius, even though that, you know, the full moon side of it does sound very intense, what you've actually got there is the creativity of Aquarius. And I feel that creativity, AQ, is going to actually come alive with you. And that's going to allow you to kind of go further in whatever direction you want to go. Yeah, I still see it being quite a restful time. Thinking about being a jeweler, I guess after Christmas everyone's spent up and it is a kind of an expensive thing. But you do sometimes get the Christmas rush going right through until February, just because people have got some money left over. But things are going to be pretty quiet, okay? Because we then got full moon in Aquarius. And so your journey really is towards creative expression and being able to do more and more of what you feel in your heart. Because, like, you see, we've actually all got this psychic sense within us. We really have. I'm very lucky to be allowed to sort of do work with it and that kind of thing. But we do all have that psychic side. And with a business partner, brilliant. Because see, that started as an idea and you're bringing it out and making it real. And that is a kind of alchemy. That is an alchemy of the mind, for sure it is. Yeah. So you're gonna get a chance to really have your head with that, I think, AQ. I think that's going to be a real good direction for you. Really, really creative is what I'm seeing. Maybe you're going to be sort of designing some different jewelry, something more interesting than you're doing at the moment. Now, that's what I feel. Really getting the chance to bring things out of your mind. So if you get a chance, right, draw pictures of these things. Okay, and write stuff down as well, because that helps you get even closer in touch with your subconscious mind and everything to do with that. Liz Crafts asked next, so I'm going to do a Liz Crafts card now. I was going to put the Moonology cards away because I've got loads of decks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 decks lined up in front of me as well, to the side of me, as well as this one. But I think we want a Moonology card for Liz as well. That's what came to me. So Liz, this is for you. I'm actually going to cut the pack, and I'm going to pull this one. In fact, I'm going to pull 2 again because it seems to make sense that way. We seem to get a picture of a journey. First one out, Liz. Be bold and make the first move. Well, whatever's going on in your life at the moment, Liz, make the first move. I think we're looking at career issues here, actually. I also think we're looking at family issues, and I think you know what's going on. I think you know where you want to be, Liz, and I'm really getting the feeling very strongly that what you've got in mind would actually be good. It might be an off-the-wall idea or a set of off-the-wall ideas that maybe not everyone will agree with, but you know, because of that, it's going to be like trying to start a fire by rubbing sticks together. In other words, not an easy thing. But if you do this and be bold, and this is the cardinal moon is what it says here, when it's kind of overarching like that, the inspiration is really being shone on you, Liz, and the ideas you've got are sort of an answer to a prayer, or they've got an answer to a prayer tied up with them. The second card I got for you, and this kind of goes very well with the first card as well. Full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so Liz, you know, things are changing for the better here, obviously. Try to take a closer look at this because I can never see it quite well in the camera. Right, we got a goat here, you know, and it's that Capricorn energy. So I know you'll be sure-footed, Liz. You seem a very sure-footed kind of a person to me. And goats can like hang on to the side of a sheer wall. You know, they're amazing. I don't know how they do it. I don't think anybody does know how they do it. And a lot of people, Liz, would say they don't know how you do it. In other words, kind of a lot of juggling, a lot of balancing things I feel that you do. And we have chatted before, so that's not entirely a psychic thing. But I do feel you're juggling a lot of different things at the moment. But, you know, hang on like that Capricorn goat, because it does say the end of a tough cycle approaches. And this has so much to do with this one. Be bold and make the first move, okay? Because you will be able to hang on, Liz, with that Capricorn feeling. You really will be able to hang on. And take a rest when you can, okay? I'm just going to add that in just because that just popped into my mind. Take a rest while you can. We were saying about the Taurus energy and needing to take a rest from time to time. So that's it for you, for this card for you, Liz, anyway. And I wish you the best of luck with whatever is coming to you and whatever's actually going to be happening in your life. Celtic Tarot Sheila, hello. Really glad you could join me. I've been thinking about getting that haunted house deck that Celtic Tarot Sheila uses. Liz, I have something I'm mulling in my head and was just thinking about it. And it's disappeared as these things do. Right, okay, so they're both resonating. That is absolutely great. Well, go ahead, Liz, you know, make that first move. That's another song. I really like thinking of old songs from the 1980s. You know, I just... so much of it goes with it. And there was a song called Make That Move Right Now. I think it was Shalimar that brought that out. And that's the thing to do, Liz. Make that move. And just know you've got that goatish sort of Capricorn energy behind you and around you. And that was the full moon was in Capricorn. So as it sort of builds up, as your project builds up towards completion, better things are going to come of it, you know. It's an upward spiral, basically. It's a real upward spiral. Anyway, I cracked myself up to be a tarot guy, and I was just, while I sit here talking, I get guided to do things and say things, and I've just been guided to bring out the Starman Tarot. And I'm going to pull this for Raven, because she's just said, can she have a card, please? Or words to that effect. It keeps disappearing. Hello, Spiritual J. Nice to see you. Right, great. Okay, so Raven, up for a card pulled. Brilliant. That is what we will do. Starman Tarot deck here. Now then, I was saying to someone, I think I said it in a previous video, actually, just a few days ago. Yeah, I love this deck too, actually. It's a fantastically colourful, beautiful deck. I don't always do the standard tarot meanings, you know. When I first got involved with this, the medium who was teaching me told me to sort of work in mediumship, and that's how I should do it. And it seems to work very well, you know, and I hold the card in my hand, I look at the picture, and I see what comes to me. It's not always the same thing that it says in the book of tarot meanings, because I'm kind of looser than that. I like to be a bit loosey-goosey about it. So, Raven, what have we got for you? Cut the deck, they say, and out comes this one. Four of Swords, Raven. Now, I must admit, it came out upside down, but I don't feel we've really got a big reversal of this card, because I was actually strongly drawn to turn it round the right way. So I think this is what's going on with you at the moment. Four of Swords and the need to turn a situation around, Raven. The thing is, you're going to be able to. That's what's coming strongly into my head at the moment. And the key to it is going to be about meditation. You know, you've really got to look at the posture of this lady here as she's sitting with her legs crossed there. And look at the contentment, the happiness on her face. Now, Raven, maybe you're not getting enough time to meditate and get in touch, as closely in touch as you'd like to get with your spiritual side. That's something we all kind of have to live with and deal with. Unfortunately, it's working in the world. I haven't posted a video for the last sort of 48 hours or more, which is rare for me, but I've got a hole in my roof and I'm kind of preoccupied with trying to get a builder to fix it before Christmas. And so Raven, I feel that these sort of worldly concerns are pulling at the fabric of your heartstrings at the moment and just not letting you get in touch with yourself as much as you would like to. And that's why we've had this card kind of turned round when it came out. It's not your fault at all, but do that meditation if you can, Raven. Something else I'm absolutely always saying to people is, you know, we feel we haven't got time to meditate, and I really do sympathise. I've been in the forces, for example, and it wasn't really possible to meditate an awful lot in the forces because the Falklands War was on at the time. That's dated me a bit. This is the 1980s, and it was just all hands on deck all the time. But somehow the God influence kind of got through to me, and I was able to do stuff. And Raven, it will for you somehow. Everyone's got that 10 minutes before they go to sleep at night. When you get in bed, it takes you a little while to drop off. If you can just kind of put the concerns of the day to one side and just let yourself drift, things are going to fall into place for you. That's what I want to say, Raven. I'm turning over another card as well. Card number 20, Judgment. And this to me, for you, Raven, says use your judgment, okay? Because judgment is all about balance and justice in that kind of sense with this card particularly. And look at that flash of inspiration above the character's head. That's why the meditation that we saw in the Four of Swords is so important. So, Raven, go with the flow of whatever is coming to you in a meditative sense. Be willing to step away slightly from the flow of life and all the complicated stuff that's going on at the moment, okay? Because that Four of Swords wasn't very inverted. It was inverted, you know, but it wasn't so terribly inverted as it's going to cause you a problem. I really got the feeling that I should just turn it round for you. And I'm sure you can just turn it round for yourself, actually. Okay, so somebody asked a question there. Well, I'm glad you think it's great advice. Raven, I want to say to you, like, take your own advice, okay? I mean, it's you get more in touch with your own advice when you meditate. So I really hope that's going to help you. I think it will, actually, because I'm blessed with these spirit guides who seem to know what they're on about. So I'll give you that with the love of the angels and me and everyone, really. There's loads of cosmic love flowing all the time. So, I just remind you of that because it is there for you. Spiritual J, should I consider culinary school or CNA nursing, which could be successful? That's quite a question. First thing I've got to say, right, is no guarantees. Okay, just really, I'd hate to make anyone kind of take a particular love to you. Thank you, Raven. I would hate to kind of direct someone to do something that doesn't turn out to be all that good. So, Spiritual Joe, I'm going to pull you 2 cards now and we'll see where we go with it, okay? But I want you to get into that thought of meditation as well, because when you slow the mind down, quite often the answers to the questions are already there in your subconscious mind, and you will, I'm sure, bring them out. So what I've got, right, first card I've pulled out, number 12, it's the Hanged Man, okay, Spiritual J. And so this isn't actually relating to one situation or the other. It's relating to the fact that you are actually in a position now where you're sort of hanging between one thing or another. I look at culinary school, I think it's practical. That way you could be making more money, but at the same time, you've got a compassionate side. And I feel you would really be happy in nursing more than anything. I think you've got that healing gift and you do feel stuck. Sure, that is a real difficult problem, isn't it? Because, you could do really well at catering and then do something charitable maybe in your spare time or something towards the healing side of the mission. But look, inspiration is most certainly going to come. Hello, garden. Nice to see garden plant. Yeah, great. I wish you well too. You're very empathic. Right, I mean, I think that's a real good nursing gift when you've got empathy. I was in hospital about 30 years ago now. I had a massive stroke and I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it was the more kind of compassionate, more empathic, more understanding staff of the hospital that really brought me through and brought me out of it. So it's a massive gift and something great you can do. But let's just see. Okay, I've pulled this one asking about catering, and what we've got here is the Three of Swords. Okay, I feel actually that in terms of catering, one meaning of this card is like three swords stuck in your heart and it's not going to end well. That's just, I suppose I should trust the wisdom of the tarot here as it's come out. But I pulled that thinking about catering. I just don't think you're going to be as happy as you could be in catering. And money is important, but happiness is too, What are you going to do with the money if you're miserable and if you're unhappy? That's the question. So let's pull one out. Let's turn over the next one because I shuffled them all at once there. When we come to the thought of nursing, I've got Prince of Cups. Okay, now cups are all about the things we long for and the things we desire, where we actually want to be going. And this is telling me that going with nursing is much more in tune with your heart and soul, at that level. So the choice you've really got to make is, do you go for the more concrete, solid kind of idea of catering, or do you go into nursing? Nurses are valued much more than they have been for, really since the beginning of time, I think, with COVID going on. Nurses are really, really valuable people, and they are actually being valued. Catering, it could go well for you, certainly, but I think you're going to be happier in nursing. I really do, Spiritual J. And you read the cards too, so that's great stuff. Well, garden plants, it's so good to see garden plants. Do you remember garden plants? They just stopped me doing live streams. And you had to have 1,000 subscribers to do live streams. And you or one of the gang back then said, well, it won't be too long. You're very welcome, Spiritual J, and I wish you the very best of, love, light and luck. And I'm sure you're blessed with some angelic guidance there. I don't think you'll be hanging around too long. But, go into meditation. Think about it as much as you can. Deeply think about it, with the subconscious mind. But yeah, it was either you, garden plants, or someone else said, well, you'll get 1,000 subs and you'll be back. Took me like 2 years, I think, something like, well, it's coming up, it'll be 2 years in February. And all my studio lights are just about burned out now. Look at the shadows behind me. But yeah, I made it back. My only question now is how much longer is YouTube going to go on? Because I noticed my favourite vloggers are uploading less and less. And that sort of opens the way for people like me, I suppose, coming into it fairly newly. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think YouTube, the heart of YouTube will ever really fall away. I think YouTube itself might change. There might be another channel. It might kind of separate and go different ways or something. But there's got to be an upload channel going because it's such big business, I just kind of see YouTube changing and maybe getting a bit more desperate. They are now talking about putting ads on unmonetized channels. And that's annoying. I wanted the 1,000 subs so I could go live and reach people. I'm not really in this with the idea of monetizing the channel because I don't want people popping up, off trying to sell toilet paper or something in the middle of my readings. And I'm going to be quite fed up if they start advertising on my videos because it's really not what I want. So if ads appear on any of these videos anytime, guys, it's not my fault, I promise you. That is just not what I'm about or what I'm trying to do. I'm running out of places to put cards now. But I'm going to switch decks for the next one. Got to be done, I think. I would like to do a card for you, garden plants, actually. In fact, I'm going to, unless you strongly object. That's going to be my next port of call. Good to see people coming in and watching. Welcome to you if you have just joined us. Adverts, yeah, they are awful, really, aren't they? Garden plants around everyone, actually. I live out in the countryside in Wales, and there are Mennonites around. There's a little Mennonite community and some LDS people as well. and Seventh-day Adventists. And I was talking to this Seventh-day Adventist guy a few years ago, this guy, because his children were in school with mine, and we got talking. And I hope I have, AQ. It's just that YouTube are on about changing it, you know. But I said to this guy, you know, do you stop your children watching TV then? And he said, no, we let them watch TV. And I said, well, how do you get on with the advertising? And he said, oh, well, that's not a problem. He said, and I ended up telling my kids this as well, because it's very, very true. He said, we tell our kids that the adverts are a joke. They spend millions of pounds putting these adverts out because the stuff they're selling is no good. And I believe that, actually, I really do. And my kids believed it as well. So that's what I tell my kids now. Kind of an extreme religious group this guy belonged to, but I think he got that very right indeed. I really do, you know. Okay, so I'm looking at my Work Your Light deck now by Rebecca Campbell, and I'm saying, give me a card for garden plants, please, and we'll see where we go with this one. Just quickly checking. Yeah, okay, so just doing a bit of scrolling up and down to see what's going on. Thank you, Smiling Heart, for asking for thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up, please. It always really helps when people thumb these things up. It really, really does. And as I found out when I put out a controversial Christian video a few years ago, it helps a bit when people thumb them down as well. But thumb them up, that's the way. Only takes a second. It's just gone up one. Great. So then, now garden plants. I'm going to do you 2 cards as well. We seem to have a theme of 2 cards tonight. They keep coming out in pairs. Hello, Michelle Lawhorn. Nice of you to join us. Nice to meet you. Wave, wave, and a healing heart to you. Anyway, garden plants. Yes, first card out. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So, this is for you, really something to think about. I don't know if you feel like you're in a dark tunnel at the moment, garden plants. I don't really get that impression. You're here smiling, and I'm very, very pleased about that, actually, because you should be smiling, because I think this is kind of overstating it, this dark tunnel here between the rocks. It looks pretty bad, looks pretty awful. But I think in your case, we can see this as an analogy for like humdrum ways and humdrum days, things just not changing, things just not letting you really get on with being yourself. And life is like that for so many of us at the moment, again, with the pandemic. But garden plants, I think this is your journey, just kind of going in a straight line, really, and maybe feeling like you're not getting anywhere, but we've got the light at the end of the tunnel. It's been a tough time for all. Yes, it really, really has. But there's light at the end of the tunnel here for you, and a great bolt of lightning, or yeah, it's not exactly a bolt, is it? It's kind of wiggling about, but it's definitely lightning. It's definitely powerful, and it's illuminating this scene here, so that even though the skies are dark, they're actually very bright just on the other side of this tunnel entrance here. So garden plants, you're coming out into the light. I'm sure of that. It says rite of passage. It says, yeah, you will have a card very soon, Celtic Tarot Sheila. You really will. I'm looking forward to doing that for you. But yes, rite of passage, garden plants. This actually means that whatever you're going through and whatever you're kind of doing in your life, you sort of earned the right spiritually to go forward. And that is going to draw in really good things. Next card, because I'm bringing out 2 for you. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Okay, so whatever direction you're going in, garden plants, this just really adds to the last card and bigs it up. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever path you're trying to follow, is a path that's actually meant for you to be following at the moment. So you will get that divine guidance. And when I said about rite of passage, Akasha, this goes back to past life. Okay, and this is, really... sometimes we earn things in a past life and we can't believe how well life suddenly goes. It turns a corner and things improve. And that is actually because of something we earned in a past life. So garden plants, those 2 for you, with the love of my guides and myself and everybody here, I'm sure. And just kind of keep plodding on. It won't be much longer until you come out into the light of truth and the light of your own true path and where you really want to be going, Yeah, wonderful it certainly is. And I'm glad I got those for you. I'm glad I get what I get for everyone, really, because that's the mission. That's the ministry. It really is. Now then. Got a nice cup of lemon tea. This is, it's like cold tea. It comes in a canister and you stir it into your water. You're very, very welcome, Garden Plants. I'm really glad you got in touch. When I started streaming again, I did wonder if you were going to be around and able to take part, because people's internet connections change over the years and people come and go, and it's been so blinking long, basically. I just wondered if you were going to be around, and I'm very, very glad you are. Celtic Tarot, Sheila. I have taken out my tarot deck. I'm using this one for you, Tarot in Wonderland. I'm going to do you one tarot card, and then I'm going to do you one from Work Your Light as well. Celtic Tarot, Sheila. Now then, last time we spoke, I actually asked you if you had a YouTube channel. I've watched several videos since then, and I've thoroughly enjoyed them. And I was a bit crazy asking you that, because you've got a very well-established YouTube channel. And in fact, guys, if you've never watched Celtic Tarot Sheila, she is very, very much worth a watch. So type that name in at some point and see what you see. She's just got an interesting take on the cards, a good way of reading them, I think. Almost funny, but quite serious at the same time. Well, here we go, though. You're very welcome. And here's a card for you, Sheila. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Michelle Lawhorn, yes, stick around and I'll do you one next, okay? But yeah, we've got the Fool's Journey here, Sheila. Now, I heard you talking about, things are a bit up in the air and you've got a career move coming and you know what you're going to be doing, but you don't know quite when you're going to be doing it yet. And there's certain undecided details, aren't there? This, though, is making me think, branch out completely in a different direction altogether. I don't know if you've got the choice to do that, but you know what I mean? Number 0, the Fool, the very first card in the deck. It's really the beginning of a journey. And when you're talking about your career in the future being very similar to the career you've got now, only, the job description's changed or something like that. Hi, Patty. This is really making me think, I think you're going to actually get an opportunity to go in a completely new direction. And this is kind of saying, take that opportunity, go that way. I'm actually going to bring you out another tarot card because that's what my guides are telling me. So this one as well, Queen of Swords. Now, you probably know what this means better than I do, but this is a very wise lady. She takes no prisoners and she takes no nonsense either. And Sheila, try and bring that side out of yourself a bit more strongly, okay? I feel maybe someone's kind of taking you for a bit of a ride, maybe at work, not being totally straight with you, not being totally honest with you. There's something hidden here, and I see this is you, Sheila. I think you've got to be the Queen of Swords. You've got to hold that sword up. You've got to make the decision for sure, but you've also got to make sure that you just got to make sure you're not being messed about. That's the bottom line here, Sheila. And I'm going to do you an oracle card as well. I'm going to reach in and cut the deck. See what we get. I can't shuffle them as fast as you can. You should see Sheila shuffle. It's like, and it's just done in seconds. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. This is really backing up the idea of a new direction for you, Sheila. I urge you to think about it. I can see you're quite established to the person in your home and everything, and you've got your little dog there, and it looks like a good situation. No way am I telling you to leave it behind, but that's like the platform from which you can launch in a new direction. I see it really strongly. I don't know why I'm seeing it, Sheila, but this is what I get for you. And you see Anna, grandmother of Jesus, she's got this purple robe on, and she's got this kind of blue lace agate colour coming right up the middle here. So there are things happening. There are, like, you know, a clear blue sky. Something's going to come out of a clear blue sky for you. I feel really sure of it. This and the Fool card, you know, really say that. And the Queen of Swords says you've got to cut through the old CRAP. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on a family channel. I didn't restrict this video to people over the age of 18, so I better not say any naughty words, had I? But Sheila, that's what's come for you tonight. I really hope that helps you in some way. I really, really do. And keep making those videos and those streams, because I'm really enjoying watching them. Okay. So Melly is here. Hello to Melly. Now, Patty, I think, asked me something a second ago. Patty, Andy, will he be returning? Yes, but not for quite some time is what's come into my mind, you know. Not as quickly as you would like him to be returning is what I feel. And the card I've turned over for you, Patty, Temperance. Okay, very strong sense of balance with this card. Where is my cheat sheet here? Sagittarius is the energy of, look how good my tarot reading thing is there. Yeah, Sagittarius is the energy behind Temperance. Okay, we've got number 14 in the major arcana here. So there is quite a way to go before that situation comes into balance. There really is. But balance is going on, okay? But you're going to have to think outside the box, Patty, to really know, you know, really be in touch with your own mind and your own deeper feelings about this, okay? But the answer is certainly yes, just not yet. Let's see what else I'll turn over for Patty. Oh, this is going to be good. Three of Swords, well, you know, it's good in a lot of ways, but this kind of suggests that things are pretty much over, Patty. I hope that's not bad news for you. I really do. It's, in theory, it's not bad news long term, because these three swords are, you know, they're the strength of your own character. They're you kind of standing strong. The cake is going to wash away in the rain. If I come up close, you can see rain, I think, to get right up by the camera. You can sort of see these streaks of rain, and they're going to wash the cake away. But it's not heavy rain. That's the thing. You know, it's not all bad, Patty. And just stand firm. Stick to your guns. That's the advice there, most certainly. Let's just see if I can find you something more in the way of advice. Let's go over to Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light, and see what we get here. On the well, I think it's the winter solstice garden. I really do. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get on live. We've just got such a funky internet connection here. But I would love to do a live on the 21st. I will certainly be uploading a special video for that day in any case, because it's going to be a biggie. You know, we've got this Saturn and Jupiter conjunction there, which makes me think of that B-52 song, as I said in the beginning. But yeah, I certainly will. But Patty, Bridget, Inner Strength, that's come up for you. Okay, and you're going to have to be strong, my friend, but it's going to be right. You're okay moving forward. I'm really, really glad to hear that. Let me just read what it says here. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Okay, move back to wholeness. Recognize that you've got the power. Those two things really go together. It's your personal power that's what really matters here, Patty, okay? I'm sure there are other considerations, but you've got to put yourself first. You're the one that really makes the difference. You're the one who's got to look after yourself, really. And when you do that, you draw in the energy of the angels, of everything to do with the higher realms. And Bridget is actually a great protector. That's something else she offers. We got turquoise, so speak your truth if you need to, okay? But we're looking at quite a cycle, quite a lot of change coming into your life, Patty. Okay, but it's going to be coolio. It's going to be all right, because when you get rigid, it's that inner fire. See the fire that she's holding up in front of her heart? That's the fire in your heart, Patty, and that's what needs to have its head. That's what needs to be driving you forward, okay? So if anything, I would make him wait, to be quite honest. If he does come back soon, I would make him wait, because, you know, you're the one that really matters. You're the one that matters to me, and I'm sure you're the one that matters to your angels. Whatever he's doing, he'll have to sort himself out, and he will sort himself out. No two ways about that. Okay, great. Patty, I'm sorry that I don't like giving people something that looks like bad news, but these things only ever come up because they've got to be healed, and they're going to be healed, When you're going through something really awful, it draws in the light. It really does. You just got to be willing to let that light shine. Okay, so hey, thanks for coming on tonight, Patty. Yeah, it's best to be honest, isn't it, really? It really is best to be honest. Tough love, I know, but love all the same. And Patty, you'll get there. Some of the voices just told me to say you'll get there. It really has. Okay. Now I'm just scrolling a bit to see who's in chat at this moment, who I can pull a card for that I haven't pulled a card for yet. And Melly Thompson, I think you're the next one, most certainly. Actually, you are. Oh, Michelle, no, I did say I'd pull one for Michelle next. Okay, so I'm going to do Michelle now, and then I'll come on to Melly, okay? Because I did say that, and I'm as thick as a plank, I really am, but my spirit guides make me say things, and that's how I know. Okay, so Michelle, this is for you, and I'll be on to you next, Melly, I really will. Okay, Michelle, I'm with the tarot again. I've got all kinds of oracle decks and things in front of me here. I'm going to do you a tarot card, and then I'm going to do you an oracle card as well to go with it. Messages from your animal guides is the deck. But right now, Tarot in Wonderland, because that's kind of the journey. It's the journey of Alice from being a little girl into adulthood, into womanhood, really. And but even speaking as a man, I can relate to it. It's just a journey of life, So because I'm drawn to this deck, Michelle, I feel very sure that this is all about kind of life changes coming in for you. Okay. What have we got? 7 of Wands. Well, these changes aren't coming in easy for you at all, Michelle. Okay, look at this picture. It's a crazy battle going on. And Alice looks almost as well. She looks as if she could lose this battle. She actually doesn't. That's not the nature of the story. There's a game happening. And you see all the cards, the playing cards, scattered around in this scene. Some of the playing cards we can see the back of. Some we can see the front of. It has been tough for you, yeah. I think there's a fair bit of ego going on. That's actually another card, but it plays into this one a fair bit. It's a pointless kind of a battle, and that in the end is why she wins it. It's something that, whatever's going on, whatever's happening to you, Michelle, it's something that in the grand scheme of things almost didn't need to happen. There's always a reason why things do happen. Of course, but there's pointlessness about it, and nothing is actually set in stone yet, Michelle. That's the thing, because we've got some playing cards we can see the faces of, and in this deck that means game on. Some of them we can see the back of. That some things are happening that we can't do anything about, and that's life, isn't it? Michelle, and that is certainly the nature of what's going on with you at the moment. But I'm going to get you an animal guides card out now as well, and see what messages from the animal spirit guides, the kingdom of the animals in the afterlife, are saying to you at this moment. This is a very magical deck. It always gets it totally right. Stephen Farmer must be quite a magician, I think. He was married to Doreen Virtue, and he got divorced from her, so I think that was fairly wise. Anyway, Manatee. And this is for you, Michelle. Manatee, Dugong, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Okay, now that tells us a little bit more about the 6 of Wands card we had a second ago. That says, there's probably not a lot you can do about it. And this is that side of it where we could only see the backs of some of the playing cards. Now, I would hate to tell anyone to just passively accept anything that comes in the flow of life. There is a flow of abundance with life, most certainly. But whatever you're going through at the moment, Michelle, is leading you actually closer to that time of abundance. So as we see the manatee here swimming deep in the sea, and not looking altogether at home in the sea, actually, that's where it's meant to be, and because it's swimming, we can see it's moving in this card. You two are actually moving, Michelle. Things are moving for you, and you are moving. Just keep on going with the flow, okay? But, you know, don't accept any CRAP off people, you know. You really, you know, you don't deserve what's happened to you, is what I feel, you know. It just is. It's part of your life plan. And as long as you go along with it, it'll bring you out in a better place eventually. It really will. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, you know, thanks very much for coming in and having a card. I hope that goes well for you. I've got a feeling it will. You know, we don't get this advice unless it's going to bring us out in a better place. Because life is always kind of going from, even if it's bad, it goes from bad to better. Even if it's good, it can still get better. That's the thing, you know. I can see you turning a corner, actually, but I think we're sort of months, if not a year or so, down the line, Michelle, because there is more of this situation that needs to play out yet. You're very welcome, and yeah, thanks again for coming in and giving me a chance to read for you. I'd get nowhere if I wasn't doing readings for people, you know. You get the kind of the psychic gift and the gift of being able to do the work. But the other gift is actually the people who come in, you know. And actually, I want to say this. Everyone who comes into the chat on these things seems to have a gift, you know. I've done live readings where there were only other readers that happened to tune in. Like we got Celtic Tarot Sheila, like I know Liz Crafts does readings, like I know a lot of you do readings. So if you're watching and you're not aware that you're a psychic, excuse me, look into it because you've got something. I'm sure you have. Hello, Melanie. So glad you could join us. Are you in your cafe today? I'm a bit later than I was last time. Agreed, Andy. Thank you, Smiling Heart. I said I would come to Melly next, so that's what I'm going to do. But yes, we are. We are all gifted. We really are. Every human being is, most certainly. But what I'm really saying is that, you know, your gift might be kind of coming out or developing if you're not already aware of that. In fact, I'll even say to Celtic Tarot Sheila, your gift is developing. Doesn't matter how good you are at these things, they can always change. It's not so much improving sometimes as going in a different direction, which ultimately will bring you more success. So, Melly, we congregate where our people are now more than ever. Yeah, you know, that's some of the winter solstice energy there, I think. And just the fact that it's December the 21st, 2112, if you remember Rush like I do. And you know, it's when the light starts coming back in. It's when the cats can stay out a bit longer catching mice and doing the things they want to do. It's when life starts coming back to normal after the dark days of winter. And it's also that big Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happening. And, you know, other things, we've just been through an eclipse. We're coming into 2021, which looks like being one of the craziest years ever. That's what it looks like. What would it be like? You never know. But Melly, this is going to be a card for you. I'm going to do two for you, Melly. I think it's only fair. And I think it's what my guides have told me, so I think it's only right as well. First card for Melly. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Now, I gave them a blinking good shuffle there, and we've got new moon in Taurus again. I gave this to someone else at the beginning, and here it is again. Okay, the odds are the worst. They really are, Liz. Most certainly they are. But yeah, Melly, prosperity lies ahead. This is really, really good news for you. Not made it to the calf yet. Ah, well, you will eventually. Beginning of winter is... Well, yeah, that is right, actually. Because if the light didn't return, we wouldn't get the clear skies that let things freeze over. And I've got to say, you know, it's probably not a popular opinion, but in nature, if you don't get the frosts, you don't get such good crops next year. That's a fact of life, you know. So as we go through the winter, there's something for everybody to think about. I grow my own vegetables, and I know this, you know, if we don't get a hard frost, things just don't grow as well because the cycle hasn't happened. But Melly, yeah, it is very good news. Prosperity lies ahead. And when I first looked at the card and saw prosperity, I thought I was seeing property. So, don't know if you're thinking about moving house or anything like that, Melly, but I think it's on the cards. It wasn't actually written on the card. It says prosperity, and I'm sure that is coming to you as well. But property lies ahead is what I saw there. Second card for Melly. Communication is the key. New moon in Gemini. Is that the same card? Are that the same two cards I just pulled? No, it isn't, because it was Capricorn last time. Okay, new moon in Gemini. So you are moving towards that Gemini feeling that you can actually share your truth. And your truth can be as wacky as you want it to be, Melly. That's a fact. This is particularly when you get a real crazy seeming idea and it's like beyond your wildest dreams. This is where it really comes into tune with your spiritual mission. Because we all come to this world with some kind of mission, something that we've got to do that's going to take us forward in ways that we couldn't even dream of. And we often think we're not going to be able to do those things because it's just, too pie in the sky. But really, if we keep on the path, and Melly, if you keep on the path to get the things you really want, what your heart really desires, then you are going to be able to make it real. Because new moon Gemini means that a dawning is coming, a dawning of a new cycle. And that Gemini thing, communication, as it says here, most certainly, but just the out there-ness of Gemini. Almost the impractical side of Gemini, I guess, is going to take you somewhere. Your truth is truly wacky. Well, Melly, you and me both. You wouldn't believe what some people think of me. I'm like the village lunatic here. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. I think this is one of the reasons I can't get anyone to fix the hole in my roof, actually. I think they're all afraid of coming to see the madman who reads tarot cards. I was the church organist for quite a while. And certain people found out I was a spiritualist medium, and that made me unpopular there. And then they got a new priest in, and he just got rid of me straight away. It was about 6 years ago. Best thing that could have happened. But yeah, we are finding our people, Melly. We really are. Yeah. And I'm sure, actually, that that's particularly true for you. I think it's true for all of us. But Melly, soul family, soul tribe coming together. That is how it works. And I think it'll be coming to you in more ways than just this channel. But I'm really, really delighted that this channel is a part of that for you. I really am. Okay, so who is here that I haven't pulled a card for you? Oh, hello, Highway 138, Cheryl. Yeah, anything for me? Absolutely. I don't know what it is yet, Cheryl, but I will find out. Okay, where are we going for Cheryl? Excuse me a minute, I've just got to lean over and pick up the Ascended Masters deck. A Doreen Virtue deck, no less. Excuse me, I just got the cards. Tell you what, a card fell on the floor, so I'm going to read that for you as well. But, yeah. Now then, so Cheryl, what have we got to tell Cheryl tonight? Doreen Virtue and the Ascended Masters. We've got Archangel Michael on the back there fighting your corner there for one thing. Okay, so you are certainly not alone, Cheryl. Highway 138, it's a highway, it's a journey, you're going places. Smiling Heart, have I not done you a card? Okay, I certainly will. Yeah, I love all the people who come on this channel, including you, Melly, so you're very, very welcome. But yeah, Cheryl, Highway 138, what are we doing here? I couldn't place what Welsh word it was that HWY reminded me of, but the Welsh word in the Welsh language for evening is HWYR, hwyr. And so there you go. Think of all those evening sunsets. That's kind of what you sum up in my mind's eye. Okay, so let's turn over a card for you. King Solomon, Priorities. Wow. And we've got that Merkaba symbol up there above his head as well. Now, this is very, very powerful law of attraction kind of energy here. Okay, this is what I'm really bringing forward for you. And the sky's the limit with this kind of magic going on, but you really do need to set those priorities. And the thing about King Solomon is his wisdom. Okay, he was very, very wise as he set his priorities. And he's clothed in this purple robe, and he's also wearing gold. So this is looking like prosperity. This is looking pretty good, but you've really got to bring your wisdom to bear on it. That is a fact, Cheryl, okay? And this means that you know the answers deep in your heart, so you are actually going to be able to bring that out. Some meditation will certainly help you Doesn't have to be, sitting on the floor and closing your eyes kind of meditation. Just paying attention to the things you might be daydreaming about. I think this is a dream thing, but I think this is a daydream thing every bit as much as it is a kind of a nighttime dream where you have to write them down when you wake up. You know what your daydream is, Cheryl, okay? Set up your priorities. Give your priorities a shake-up, okay? And great things will happen, because this is massively magical. And we know that King Solomon is one of the most successful characters in the Bible, which, I'm not a great biblical Christian or anything like that. I believe in Jesus, but I think the Bible has kind of lost a lot of stuff in translation, actually. But no, King Solomon, very wise. That's what he symbolises. So you've got to use your wisdom. And the card that fell on the floor, as if it was suggesting itself for you as well, Cheryl, is this one, the Six of Pentacles. Now then, this is pretty good, but you've kind of got to set your priorities here, See all the clouds that are slanting in the sky in the background. in Tarot, that is a suggestion that everything is not what it seems, okay? So as you're setting your priorities, like that last card said, really kind of think about what direction you're going in. And are you in a crazy situation? That's really worth asking yourself, because something in that situation is going to make sense, but you've got to fish it out for yourself, really. In the Alice in Wonderland story around this card, just before she arrives at this party, she meets someone and says, which way should she go? And I think it's the rabbit tells her, well, you can either go and see the Mad March Hare or the Mad Hatter. Doesn't matter which, they're both mad. Well, they're both there, and Alice is trying to make the best of it. Something is offered to Alice, and she can't have it. She's offered tea, even though there's no tea there. She's offered cake, even though she's just had cake. So the things on the table in front of you at the moment, Cheryl, probably don't seem to make a lot of sense. But really think of priorities. Think not just kind of what do you think you might want to do, but what do you really want to do? What's your heart's desire? Cheryl, where do your daydreams take you? What would you really like to do more than anything else? And that is going to help you make sense of all the craziness that's on the table in front of you here. That's going to take you further, and it's going to take you higher and higher. And I'm grabbing these cards again because I'm going to do a card now for Smiling Heart. Cheryl, I give you that with the love and light of spirit and everyone here, Got to keep drinking my lemon tea because it keeps my throat going. You're very welcome indeed. You really are. And I'm just drawn again to the way, Highway 38's outside your house. There's something symbolic that you live next to a highway, okay? Because spiritually, you live next to a spiritual highway as well. And progress is going to be happening. But do think about those priorities. That makes such a difference. They really do. So, Smiling Heart is next. Fly that freak flag. Yeah, that's really good advice. Fly that freak flag. I'm so glad you look forward to my readings, Raven. I look forward to the thought that you're looking at them. Hi to you, Charlotte O'Keefe. Yeah, I will. I'll do you a card, Charlotte, but I'm going to go to Smiling Heart now. Okay, along the way to that. But by the way, I do like to post a video every day. I haven't done the last couple of days. There have been some reasons for that. Partly wacky internet connection and couldn't do anything. The other thing was I did a spiritualist church service live on Zoom on Sunday night, and it completely burned me out, I did a couple of private readings the next day, and I had to give the people their money back. They were rubbish. It wasn't making any sense. Nothing was working. And I just recognised that I'd got myself burned out. It was a very powerful spiritualist service. So, when it's like that, I just have to take a break because there's no point doing readings and giving crazy stuff out, simple as that. What is my strongest spiritual gift? Okay, hold that thought, Raven. You might have to remind me, because I'm as thick as anything, and I forget stuff. But I'm doing this one for Smiling Heart, okay? She's put a smile in my heart a few times, and I bet she's put a smile in a few of your hearts along the way as well. So what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Okay. Ooh. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune for you, Smiling Heart. And as you're mentioning recharging there, what does it say? It disappears. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. As you're mentioning recharging there, I haven't got a clue how that relates to the Wheel of Fortune, but something's telling me it does. So what can it be? Okay, so as you're running round on the Wheel of Fortune, maybe you kind of feel like a mouse running in a wheel. Well, you can actually generate electricity like that. So I'm going to say for you, Smiling Heart, whatever you're busy with at the moment, yeah, I should be recharging myself, shouldn't I? Okay. Well, I did for a couple of days, so the videos are back now. That's the main thing, because I love doing the videos, you know. It's kind of, it's my mission. In a way, you could say it's my ministry, but you too have got a ministry, Smiling Heart. It's just a way of saying a spiritual mission, a job, a task that you've got to do. But are you running round in circles? That's what this card suggests. If you are, whatever you're doing that doesn't feel like it fits with your mission, doesn't feel like it fits with your journey, is actually bringing you closer into contact with people and with situations from which you can learn. And I feel strongly that you won't be learning this very easily. You've been on COVID mode all year, not much. Ah, I see. Okay. Well, something's busy, something about this energy, because Alice is chasing the white rabbit and she's never going to catch him up, ever, because they're both running on a wheel. But they look like they're kind of almost working together to keep the wheel spinning here. So something is charging up your energy at this moment, Smiling Heart. It really is. Now, sometimes we become exhausted, not because we're doing too much, not because we're running round in circles, but very simply because there's nothing going on. That's an exhausting thing in itself. It really is. You plant seeds, let them grow. Yeah, good advice, Melly. Yeah, most definitely. Hello, Kristen. There isn't a list, okay, but I'm going to keep going for a while yet, and you might have to remind me, but I will certainly do you a card. Okay, but who was I going to come to? Who was I going to come to after Smiling Heart? Don't know yet, actually, because I'm going to pull her another card, and it's just this one, okay? Very simple message here. Queen of Cups, okay? You do have control over what you desire. That's really important part of it, Smiling Heart. You do actually have control. The Queen of Cups is someone who kind of needs to get some help from the people around her. So that's part of the message as well. But she is the Queen, okay? And as you're looking out for what you long for, whatever it is you want to change, next career and location, whatever it is, well, it's going to be very much in tune with what you actually want, because whatever you're going through now, even if it's going through that feeling of not much and not being able to change anything, you are charging up your spiritual batteries, and that's going to mean that you can draw towards you what you want, that law of attraction thing. Okay, so keep on hoping, keep on sending out your prayers. Keep on sending out your prayers, and you will go places, really, and there'll be places that are good for you. Not just one place, places. That's what came to me. That's what I'm giving out. Okie dokie. Let's have another little drink here. Now then, let me see. Autumn Gypsy, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Kristen Kane, I said I'd do you a card. I'm just going to check that I haven't left anybody behind, because I can do that sometimes. I'm not really terribly good at keeping in touch with everyone. But yeah, Charlotte O'Keefe, that's who I'm going to next, okay? And then, Kristen, I'll come to you then. Okay, Charlotte O'Keefe. Got to go with the tarot again. One tarot card from Tarot in Wonderland, and one from the Work Your Light deck as well to go with it. In fact, that's going to be the first one. Charlotte O'Keefe, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay. Just Curious. Oh, I see. Well, I'm very happy to pull a card for you. You know, that's sort of what I do. That's what I do, Kirsten. And so I'm happy to do that. But yeah, at the moment, Charlotte O'Keefe, I am with you, madam. Now then, we've got this very interesting kind of building here. It doesn't seem to have a roof, and it doesn't seem to have any doors on. So it's kind of a hot country is the energy of it. Take a break. It's impossible to go flying off to hot countries for a break at the moment. I realise that. But there's something very good going on outside of the gates here. Charlotte, I don't feel that you're in a really bad place or anything like that. But I do think you want to take the advice of this card. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Well, it can be hard to get off the treadmill around the festive season. I know that, but you're really being urged to do it here. Still, you know, the festive season's over in like 2 weeks' time, so it's not as if you've got to put it off forever. The thing to look at, Charlotte, is this beautiful sky up here. See how pink it is, how beautiful it is, and we can see the universe shining through. We've got the crescent moon here, showing that it's a phase. Where you are now, Charlotte, is a phase, and things are going to change, and things are going to go uphill then. Not uphill like it's hard work. I mean, you know, things are going up several notches. It's going to take time, and it's going to happen a little bit at a time, but the thing is, you don't have to rush to accomplish anything. Soon as you can, soon as you get a chance, Charlotte, take a break. And that doesn't have to be a going away break. It's just a break from routine, you know. Do something essentially to sort of shift the pattern of your energy. Just do something different. It will do that. It will bring in different experiences. And you will actually be able to get back to everything that you want to do when the time comes. I just got a message that someone likes my comment on Memories of Blackpool Bygone Days video that I watched earlier. Blackpool, if you're not in UK, they call it the Las Vegas of the North. It's nothing like Las Vegas, but it's really, really kind of a good place to go and have fun. Rich and fabulous. Do you possess goddess-like energy? Yes, everybody does, even me, and I'm a man. Okay, but I'll come to that in a bit. I really will. First of all, I'm going to do a second card for Charlotte O'Keefe from the tarot. Seven of Pentacles. This has a lot to do with, you know, work and getting work done. The fact that it's a Pentacles card suggests that it will pay off. But Charlotte, look at this tree. It's planted in much too small a place in the ground. That trunk is very thin. You need to big your trunk up, Charlotte, okay? Really, you know, nutrition for the soul. Do things that kind of fills your heart up and actually gives you some soul food. That's what really needs to happen. Okay. Kristen, thank you very much for that. I'm glad you see that. I hope I am a skilled reader. I'll do my best. I really do. I put donkey's years of work into it, honestly. I started reading the cards in the 1980s. And what a surprise that was. I really thought I'd decided to buy a deck of cards and I would read out what was in the card and I'd learn what was in the book and that would be that. But, you know, there's something going on with the spirit realms. There always is. And that's part of the message as well for you, Charlotte O'Keefe. You know, something's happening, something's changing. The energy is changing behind the scenes. And if you do something to change your own energy, Charlotte, that is going to big that up. That is going to make it a whole lot more successful. Turning to Moonology now. Who's I going to go to next? Okay, Kristen, I would like to do a card for you, if you really object to me doing a card for you, let me know now, okay? But I'd like to do you a card. I'm aware of Autumn Gypsy too. I'll do one for you as we go. Charlotte, thank you, Andy. I'm really glad that resonates, Charlotte. Yeah, okay. A voice in my head says, tell you don't lose hope, okay? Don't know why you would lose hope. There's no sort of reason to lose hope in anything I saw in the cards there. But keep going. Just keep going, okay? That's what really matters, you know? Okay. Liz, yeah, I think you will end up branching out. Well, I'm sure you will, okay? It still makes me nervous, Liz. That side of it never goes away, but The more you do readings for friends, the more you realise that these things are just meant to be, you know, and you realise that you're working with spirit guides, and you realise with time that some higher force is speaking through you, and then you stop worrying about what you're actually giving out, and that takes a lot of the nervousness out of it, Liz. So, you know, keep going. You know, don't start offering readings around until you personally feel ready. But you've got the gift, Liz. I'm absolutely sure of it. You really have, you know. Okay, so Kirsten, can I just get a general message, just like what you need to hear right now? You're in a tough spot right now. Oh, I hate to think you're in a tough spot at the moment, Kristen. Let's see what's going on. I've got the Moonology cards here, and before I even pull one, Kristen, take a look at the back. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, by the way. But just take a look at the back. It's a cycle, okay? So the tough spot you're in now is going to pass. Everything will eventually pass. And if it's tough now, it's going to be better next. You know, sometimes the only way is up. That's what I feel. Now then, so this is the card for you, Kirsten. Full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. And that Virgo energy is often telling Virgos that they're not good enough. That's where the kind of the Virgo obsession with getting everything right comes from. And I don't know if you're actually a Virgo at all, but this is the message for you, Kirsten. You really are good enough. And full moon in Virgo, it's full moon energy, you know, it's powerful. So I hope this message really hits home. As long as you bear that in mind, Kirsten, that you are good enough, life will do nothing but improve, quite honestly. The journey of improvement, you know, you get setbacks, but you know, it's not going to be kind of one step forward and two steps back. It's going to be the other way. It's going to be two steps forward, maybe one step back every now and again, but you're going to make progress, okay? Just hang on to that thought that you are good enough. That's the message. You tend to be surrounded by nothing but earth signs. Well, fair enough, this happens. I tend to be surrounded by Pisces a lot of the time, actually, and Tauruses as well. My daughter's a Taurus. My mother was a Taurus. AQ, how do you learn to audibly hear your spirit guides? Well, you know, I can't put my finger on the first time it actually happened, but yes, I can. I was at a spiritualist church, and they were kind of teaching people to be mediums. It was a course, but at the beginning of the course, you would go and sit in a room with an experienced medium, and that she was really helpful. She kind of just say, shut your eyes and don't speak until you've seen something or heard something. And I couldn't think of anything. And she said, say the first thing that comes into your head. And I said the first thing that came into my head, and it related to her mother. Now, I think the truth, in fact, I'm sure, AQ, the truth is that our spirit guides are always talking to us. It's just having the confidence to say something that sounds crazy to you, to someone outside of yourself, someone around you, another person, and just trusting that it's going to be right. I see you use Lenormand cards. Well, there's no reason to doubt that, AQ. I feel that's true as well, actually, okay? And if you feel it's coming from spirit, you know, then it is. It's true that sometimes, you know, stuff that happens around us, not everything is meant to be guidance. Not everything is totally incredible and magical. Some of it's just the stuff of life. But when you feel that's the way it is, when you feel that it's guidance, when you're doing a reading and voices come to you, just speak them, and that will be your guidance, honestly. The big training for a spiritualist medium, it took me about 3 years, is just to actually give out what comes into your head without worrying about it. That really is, you know, you just got to trust that that's what it is. And when you do that, the proof actually comes, because someone who maybe you don't know at all, someone will say, oh yes, that makes sense to me. So then it works. Let's hear it. Yeah, okay. A whole baby. Well, that is good going. It really is. Well, you know, don't worry about it, Liz. You know, it can be a difficult thing. It can be a difficult thing, but It's so worth it, you know, it's the path we're on. One of my mentors was reading the other day and she laughed and said, I'm being told your spiritual animal is a liger. She didn't know that ligers exist. That is just it though, see? She had the courage to say that even though she thought it sounded crazy. That's all that, you know, you just, the more you do it, the more you'll come to believe in it. You really will. I'm sure of it. Let me take a drink. Well, the cards are certainly not over. I'm playing with fire now. Tarot del Fuego. Fuego, fuego. Fire time. Fire time. Okay, who is I going to do a card for that I haven't done one for yet? Just having a quick scroll here. Excuse me, rubbing my fingers down the screen. Melanie, I haven't done one for Melanie yet. Oh, let's do one for Melanie. Let's do a tarot card for Melanie. Now, Melanie is really kind of quite, well, I would say very gifted at this. And Melanie is actually someone who, she does readings. I think she'll be doing more readings. I think it'll become more and more a part of her life as she goes. So I'm going to pull a card for you, Melanie. Don't know if you've made it to the cafe yet, but well, maybe that'll happen another day if it hasn't happened yet today. Because I guess it's like evening with you guys now, Melanie, I should think. 5 hours. I don't know how it rolls in Alberta. 5 hours, 8 hours, whatever. I really don't know, but I know I'm a lot later than I was last week when I came on and did the live. Melanie, 2 cards for you. Right, card number 1. 2 came out together, so I know they're meant to be together for Melanie. Number 7, great number, and it's the Chariot from the Major Arcana. 5 p.m. in Tennessee. Wow, it's just coming up to 11 p.m. here in UK. Crazy, but I do love the way the internet kind of crosses all those time zones, you know. Before the internet, if someone was like on the other side of the world, you just really felt like you would never really have any kind of dealings with someone because it was so far. And the internet has really shrunk that. And it's great. I feel as wide awake as I would in the middle of the day, you know. But hey, Melanie, right, the Chariot, this one's for you now. We've got a fox and a liger, maybe even, pulling this Chariot. Looks like a tiger to me, but you just never know. Since liger just came up, I think I'm going to give you that. So, Melanie, okay, just coming away from the exact meaning of this card and going with the spirit guidance. And what's coming up on the chat is all guided, by the way. I hope you realise that. What you're typing in is sort of playing into the energy here. So I'm sure it is absolutely all guided. Think of that idea of the liger. So you can't be sure exactly what is pulling your chariot. That is a fact of life. But look into that. What is it that's actually drawing you along? I mean, we know it's the spirit realms. We know it's your guide. But in this world, what is actually pulling you along? What sort of feeds your journey, okay? Because we know you're on a journey. That's the message of the card, is that you're on a journey. So there's confirmation of that here, most certainly. But it's more about not so much where is your journey taking you, but who is kind of taking you, or what is drawing you along on your journey. Think about that. Next card, and they both go together, 8 of Cups. So we've gone from 7 to 8. So in numerology terms, we are actually seeing progress. We are actually seeing forward motion here. 8 of Cups, moving towards what you really desire. And actually the 8 is also saying, you know, as above, so below. So your connection to the spirit realms is getting stronger and stronger all the time. I bet that's true for everyone who's watching this video, actually, whether you're watching live now or watching in the future, in which case, hi to you, thanks for joining us. But yeah, as above, so below, Melanie, very strongly for you there. And I know that that is kind of what a lot of what you desire involves, deepening that connection. It is deepening, okay? And the 8 of Cups is not like long in the future, it's very soon, because we had 7 from the Major Arcana, okay, and then 8 of Cups. It's a bit like a wand card, this one as well, see, because things are growing out of the cups if I bring the card up close. Lots of leafy kind of life, new life coming out of those cups, and these butterfly shapes in the background showing nature, things coming to life. You know, whatever is really true for you in your human nature, Melanie, is all part of it. And when we say as above, so below, sure, it's that spirit guide connection, but it works the other way. It says what's growing in your life on earth as it is now in the ordinary world is actually taking you where you need to be. So, Melanie, that is for you. Thank you so much for looking in. I hope you'll stay with us. We're not finished yet by a long way. I'm just going to do some scrolling and see what's going on. The picture on my cards usually tell the story, and I just speak what I feel. Great, great. That's how I was taught to do it, Raven. I don't think you could do a better thing there. There are people who just like read they spend their life learning the little meanings in the books, and they will only give out the meanings in the books. And I think that's restricting their guides when they do that. Honestly, you know. Sometimes I'm told to actually go with the textbook meaning of the cards, and then I will give it out, but it's all what my guides are actually telling me to do. Autumn Gypsy, I haven't done you a card yet. Oh no, let's do a card for Autumn Gypsy. Now then, here is a deck that I haven't used so far tonight. This is Ask an Angel. It's my favourite oracle deck. I was given it by a girlfriend about 12 years ago now. And it hadn't been out then long. It was kind of all making the news. And then we split up and she wanted it back. And so I offered to send it back. And then she didn't want it back. So I gave it to someone else. I just didn't feel great with the energy of it then. But now I'm bringing it out. You're very welcome, Autumn Gypsy. This is going to be for you. I bought another one. This is mine. Okay. And whatever comes out of it is going to be for Autumn Gypsy. If it's what's called for, Raven, good for you, good for you. Okay. Autumn Gypsy, Archangel Sandalphon. And the card is saying prayer. Okay, so just take a look at this card and contemplate it. The person who paints these pictures is called Tony Carmine Salerno, and he is a spiritual artist. He's a psychic artist. So let his art speak to you, you know. Even maybe take a screenshot of this. It's a beautiful card, and it shows what really is going on when we go into a state of prayer. Now, very often we're praying to a particular God, which is the one we personally believe in, or we're praying to people in particular. But Autumn Gypsy, I want to say to you, just send your thoughts out to the universe when you pray, okay? Don't concern yourself too much with asking for what you want, because the angels will actually know that one. Now, Sandalphon is very good at kind of breaking difficult chains, so I feel you might need to do some cord cutting, Autumn Gypsy. It's entirely up to you, you know, that really is your choice. But you can ask Archangel Sandalphon for help with that. He is a very helpful character, most certainly. But what I'm being told to tell you, Autumn Gypsy, is you don't need to ask for anything specific. Your prayers are already being heard in that sense. But go on praying, okay? Because there's kind of a gathering of the tribes in the heavens, really. They're coming together to try and help you. Autumn Gypsy, do you have any link with Native Americans at all? Excuse me. I think we all have a link with Native. Oh, blimey. Sorry, got a real bad cough at the moment. You feel Archangel Zadkiel? Well, go with that then, because that's what, if that's coming to you, that's the thing to go with. But Autumn Gypsy, Sandalphon, okay? Be prepared to break any chains in your life. That's the bit you've got to do, okay? And if you cut a cord that you shouldn't have cut, or that you know, somehow that cord still needs to be there, that cord will grow back. It's a true life thing, you know, it really is. That's the nature of how things go. But if you really, really kind of don't want to cut the cord, then don't cut it. Just talk to Archangel Sandalphon. He will help, okay? And keep on praying. Keep the prayers coming. Now then, who did we see just then? Rich and fabulous. I feel so depressed. Oh. Well, one really good thing about you, Rich and Fabulous, is that you call yourself Rich and Fabulous, okay? Because intent is all. What you intend to have around you, what you intend to manifest, that is really everything, okay? So I'm glad you're able to call yourself Rich and Fabulous, right? There's no reason why you shouldn't. Everyone is fabulous. And you do have riches, I'm being told, riches of the soul, you know, and they are going to be lifting for you. And you aren't going to be depressed forever. That energy is actually lifting. Things are changing. But I'm going to do you an angel card. Here we go. I'm probably going to stop when we get to about an hour and a half, maybe a bit longer than that. But the energy drops, and then I'm not giving out kind of good readings after that. But I'm confident to go ahead with this one. Rich and fabulous. We have got Fuel. She is the angel of the moon. Okay, Mondays are, if you don't like Mondays, she'll really help. Okay, that's her magical kind of a day. First thing we've got here is the crescent moon. So your depression, it's a phase. Okay, I feel it's been quite a long phase. I don't think you're depressed all the time, but I think you've been in a situation that could be giving you depression for quite a long time. So we really got to break that cycle, haven't we? That's the thing, Rich and Fabulous. Yeah, we've got to break that cycle, okay? But look what's happening here. She kind of looks a bit depressed, and this makes me think of a sea of tears that she's in. But she's lifted herself up out of the sea of tears, and what's swimming towards her? A starfish, in other words, a pentagram, a pentacle. So this is powerful, good things swimming towards you. Good things are coming in, most certainly. And they're coming in through the medium of what's been upsetting for you, whatever's made you depressed, you know. Good things are actually coming in through that channel. When you go through a bad time, it really attracts the light in, you know. It's like anything, like the weather in our world, you know. You've got low pressure somewhere and high pressure somewhere else. All the weather from the high pressure will flow to where the pressure is low. It's just natural. And spiritually, you know, they say as above, so below. This is exactly what it's like out there in the spiritual realms. When you're down, when you're in low spirits, that really attracts better things towards you, and they're coming in. You just got to visualize what you actually personally want, and that's a matter for you, you know. But visualize that good things are coming towards you. Ask Fuel for help. She is a great, great angel. They're all great, really. This 5-pointed star, this isn't just any good luck coming towards you. This is the 5 things of earth, wind, fire and water, all working together under the guidance of the divine and the angels. And that is how powerful the good things that are coming towards you are at this time. You may have to wait a little while, okay? But it's actually coming in for you now, you know. And the longer you feel depressed in yourself, the closer you're actually getting to that time when things turn a corner, when things start being really good. Okay, you're very welcome, Rich and Fabulous, and I'm sorry that you're feeling depressed. I really am. You know, just pray for upliftment, okay, and it will come. It will come to you, I'm sure, absolutely sure. You know, the thing to remember, I guess, is that the answers to the depressing side of life are up there somewhere. They're really off me because I'm pointing to the hole in my roof, and I'd be a lot less depressed if someone mends the hole in my roof. God, I really hope they will. I've been waiting ages for that, and it's raining all the time. But no, the answers are in the higher realms with the divine, you know. And the more we kind of focus on how bad things are, the worse they're going to get. Fact of life, I'm afraid. Okay. Yeah, you know, I think we are all drawn together, actually, AQ. I really do. And Melly as well. And all of you. Now then, I can feel the energy kind of dropping a little bit, but I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm sure I've got it within me somewhere, or my guides have got it anyway. So let me pull another card if there's anyone I haven't done yet. Is there anybody waiting for a card for whom I haven't pulled a card yet? I'm scrolling up and not seeing anyone. But do remind me, if you've been waiting for a card and I haven't done one, type something in now and I will do whatever I can for you. Okay? Not seeing anything coming up yet. Well, I'm not going to push my luck too much. Not at all. I'm really glad you guys are able to talk to each other. This is what I mean about, it's not just me being the psychic. It's all of you, and it's all of your energies coming together. Thaw out, yeah, it's cold weather, I bet, especially in Canada. Gosh, I had an uncle move to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and they just had these massive snow drifts he sent us pictures of. But yeah, when I first got my Reiki 2 attunement, it's going back quite a long time now. I worked in a crystal shop at the time, and there was lots of attractional energies going on all the time. But I saw healing in a new light. I stepped outside the shop to smoke a cigarette, and I looked up the road, and I could see this lady coming towards me, and I knew she was in need of healing, someone I personally knew. And I knew she was coming in, to be in the healing vibe of the shop. And then I looked the other way, and there was someone with a very similar problem who'd kind of just come out the other side of it and had a lot of answers. And they came together, they went in the shop, and they just healed each other, And so that was interesting. I always thought Reiki was something you had to do, but sometimes it happens around you. And it wasn't me, it was these two people, these two energies came together. Maybe a little bit because of my intention and my attunement, but it was really them that healed each other. And I'm delighted to see this channel kind of bringing people together and giving each other encouragement and advice and upliftment, because that is what is really a good thing. I'm going to do... was it AQ? I can't remember anything. Yeah, AQ, good suggestion. Pull a general card for us all and then recharge. And that's what I'm going to do. And this is the general card for us all. It's the art card. Okay. Now, in this world, we often feel that we're not good enough at the creative arts. That is very simply the result of television and mass entertainment, industrialized entertainment. It's only kind of about maybe 120 years or so ago, since before the invention of radio, I'm thinking. Before that, it was just good enough to be good enough, Since then, we tend to think if we're going to kind of perform, if we're going to act, if we're going to write poetry, if we're going to play music, if we're going to paint a picture, we've got to be as good as the best or it's not worth it. And that just isn't true. It's very sad that a lot of people think that way. I draw, right? I'm not going to show anyone my drawings because they're really not, I'm not very good at drawing, but it does a lot for me to draw. It's creative. It brings something out of my mind. And that is alchemy, as I was talking about right at the beginning of this presentation, for want of a better word, right at the beginning of this stream. There's a great deal of alchemy in bringing a thought out of your subconscious mind into the real world and making it real. And when you actually kind of paint, dance, draw, sing, play an instrument, anything at all, make something, whenever you're creative, you're actually taking an idea and making it into a real thing. And that is the deeper meaning of this this art card, which is Archangel Gabriel. And there is a powerful energy. We should perhaps say Archangel Gabrielle, because she was regarded as a female angel long, long ago. And someone, whoever's in charge of writing Bibles or something, decided that she had to be a man. So she became Gabriel the man, and they took the E off the end. But Gabrielle is for real. Gabrielle is true. Well, I'm not going to stop just yet, okay? Because I can see you guys are all talking to each other, and I don't want to cut the stream off yet. But I don't think I'm going to read another card tonight. The energy goes down, and as I'm, telling you all to sort of meditate and stay on your path, don't ever be afraid to take a rest, okay? You'll know when the time is right. It's not like an assault course. It's not like you've joined the army. you are actually steadily going along your path, making things happen for yourself. And that is what really draws in the spiritual energy, because we are all on that path towards doing what we were put on this earth to do. And one of those things is coming together as a soul tribe. So I'm absolutely delighted to meet so many members of my soul tribe on here. I am more comfortable around spirit. Yeah, so am I, Raven. So am I. And I do my best to love all of humanity. I must admit I fail at that sometimes, Raven, but I do my best. I really do. And yeah, I'm very, very comfortable with spirit people. The very first time I gave a message out was at that course that I was talking about earlier in the stream. Later on in the course, when we'd learned a little bit, we all had to kind of stand on the platform. It was done in a church, and we had to stand on the platform at the front of the church and see if we could tune in, see if we could get a message from spirit, describe someone, give it out, and see if we got it right. And this guy started talking to me in my thoughts, and I gave it out, and I thought his name was Clive, and no one could take a Clive. And then he said to me, no, not Clive, Cliff. So and somebody knew a Cliff. And then he told me that he'd ended his own life, and he'd done that by hanging himself. And I was delighted in one way that I was able to give the message out and, you know, obviously bring healing on both sides of the divide to his good friend who was there, and to him as well, by helping him to get his message across. Great thing to do. But I felt a bit sick afterwards, just thinking that I'd had the feelings of someone who'd hanged himself going through my head as if it had happened to me. And that was difficult, but spirit and spirit guides, they've never done me any harm, you know. There's never been anything bad happened. It feels spooky, but you know, if there's a presence around you, wouldn't you rather know it was there? Wouldn't you rather be able to be aware of it and talk to it? It's a wonderful thing. And there are some lovely people around me. And I want to pay tribute to a very beautiful spirit guide lady who works with me. She's been working with me for some time, but it was about April or May of this year that I first became aware of her. She's called Rosalie, and she lived her life as a gypsy in Spain, and she was a fortune teller herself, so she really knows what she's about, and I'm sure she's responsible for a lot of what's been going on here and what's been working out, and things seem to be working out pretty well on the channel at the moment, and I know she's behind it. She's only one of several people who are behind me, and I want to thank them all. I really do. And you know, all praise to the Great Spirit who's in charge of these things, for sure. On that note, my friends, I'm going to bring things to a close. I want to thank you all so much for being with me tonight. I've loved this energy. I'm so glad I was able to get the stream on. It is take 3. The first 2 takes were useless, and I didn't think it was going to work out, but it did in the end. Older people in my family taught me to put up... to put up wards and guardians. Yeah, well, they probably meant well. They probably meant well in some way, you know. If you try and see the good in everything, because I'm sure that turned into a discipline that probably wasn't pleasant, but it's one of the things that got you where you are now, AQ. But anyway, yeah, I'm feeling my voice is going. I'm needing to drink more tea and stuff like that. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining me. Absolutely beautiful energy in this stream tonight. If you're watching in the future, thank you very much for watching. And do hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, please. It helps keep the algorithm sort of in tune with the idea that it might be good to let me actually keep on doing these things, which I really want to do because it's such good fun and such a beautiful experience. But yeah, Autumn Gypsy, thanks. I hope everyone has a great night too, a great time ahead. Smiling Heart, thank you. Yeah, wellness to you, wellness to all of you. It's great the way the energy has been shared on this stream tonight. I will be back with another stream soon. I like to kind of make it Wednesday evening. Couldn't get on at all last night. I live in a village miles from anywhere, and the internet connection is very, very shaky at times. So I can't promise. But if it's not next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. UK time, which I guess is 2:30 p.m. Central, it'll be kind of soon after, or maybe on the next day, like this one. Who knows? I'm going to try my best to put up a live stream on the winter solstice on the 21st. Please join me for that. Please join me in the uploaded videos. I'll be putting one up tomorrow. Be putting them up all through the weekend. I hope you have a great time ahead. Praying, yeah, thank you very much, Charlotte. I need your prayers to get that roof repaired. Otherwise, the house is going to not be as good as it would be otherwise. That's the truth. Stay safe, everyone, you know. Take care of yourself. Love, light, blessings, absolute peace to you. I've got to still figure out how to end this stream, so excuse me messing about a bit. But yeah, blessings, love and light and peace. Thank you so much. Good night.